Yes guys, welcome back to another video on the YouTube channel, back with another Arsenal transfer update. In this one today, Thomas Partey is set to leave Arsenal at the end of the month. Of course, his contract has expired and he'll be a free agent come the summer. Of course, if you tend to enjoy these transfer updates, feel free to leave a like, subscribe and leave a comment whilst you're at it. That'll be greatly appreciated. But according to Fabrizio, he has confirmed in the early hours of today that the negotiations between Arsenal and Thomas Partey over new deal are not advancing. No agreement so far, and now concrete chances to part ways in the upcoming days. Thomas would be available as a free agent. So it's happening. Another one bites the dust of players that we've signed for big money and we just let them go for free. You can cast your mind back to the likes of Mesut Ozil, Aubameyang, Lacazette, Nicolas Pepe, and now Thomas Partey. Fully enough, all five of them have been under Mikel Arteta. And yes, we've got Zubimendi, and I've seen enough of Zubimendi, right? He is a brilliant player, and he can definitely mould into that Thomas Partey type. But he's not Thomas Partey. And when we've just lost Jorginho, this doesn't add up to me, because Arteta has said multiple times in presses that he wants to keep Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey wants to stay as well. We've got an ex-Atletico Madrid sporting director at the helm who signed Thomas Partey for Atletico Madrid, believe it or not. But we've not got it done. And this begs the question, why does Arteta not have the same power that he does with transfers as opposed to keeping players at the football club? How does that make any sense, bruv? Because the best we could do, right, is extend Thomas Partey's contract by 2 years and go, look, Thomas, we'll keep you for another season and then we'll sell you the following summer. But we're just going to let him walk away for free, and you can chat to me all you want about injuries. After this season, he has a better injury record than Tomiyasu does. I mean, you won't be able to guess which one was given a new contract. Tomiyasu. And he's out until the new year, for crying out loud. And we've let go of Thomas Partey and Tierney, who, by the way, has a better injury record than both Thomas Partey and Tomiyasu, but we let him go for free. What is going on? And all these mutants as well I've seen on Twitter celebrating this departure and that. I'm sorry, these crackheads need to flip in. Oh my days, this is why I can't stand most of this fan base. Because at the end of the day, right, if you're buzzing that he's leaving, if you think he's declining physically apparently, then why were you all acting so sentimental when he got suspended for the first leg against PSG? Our biggest game of the season, pretty much. Our biggest game in our recent history. And you, man, was... I don't get it with his fan base sometimes. And now you're celebrating that he's going for free when we bought him for 50 million, for crying out loud, 5 years ago. On paper, he is our best midfielder. You know, his injury side of things have been much clearer this season. He's been playing consistently. I think he's one of the few that haven't actually picked up many injuries. I don't think he's actually... Has he had any setbacks this season? I don't think he has. Which is mental to think, by the way, considering he's always the guy that deems to have injuries. But this season, he's been consistent, and in the big games, he's been pivotal against likes of Real Madrid, Man City. Over 2 legs against Real Madrid, actually. Yes, he picked up the silly booking, but across 2 legs, he was excellent. And trust me, right, mark my words, within the first 5 games, you're going to see the importance of Thomas Partey. Trust me. You will see how important he is, because I can tell why Arteta values him so much in the team. And as I said earlier, yes, we've got Zubimendi coming in, brilliant. But he's there to replace Thomas Partey. Why couldn't we have Thomas Partey and Zubimendi rotating? Now, this could open a spot for Lewis Skelly in midfield if we don't want to bring in a CDM. So we could, I don't know, convert him as a number 6 and then bring in Hato at left back so he can compete with Calafiori. I don't know how that situation is going to unfold, but losing Thomas Partey, low key, could derail us. It really could. And you know my thoughts on Thomas Partey. I think he's an excellent player on his day. When he's fit, he is brilliant. Obviously, he came in 5 years ago, roughly the same time as Gabriel didn't he? So he's been here since, well, the start of the process. And in the 22-23 season, unbelievable for, I would say, 5 to 6 months until, obviously, I prefer not to speak. I was at the Southampton game where in fact, no. I refuse to speak any further regarding that game because to this day, still bugging me. It still is. But for the majority of that season, he was outstanding. And when he was not there, you could see the importance. And in last season, in fact 2 seasons ago, he was injured for the vast majority, and he started a few games towards the end of the season, and he played well, but obviously he wasn't there, was he? So, yeah, guys, Thomas Partey is set to leave Arsenal at the end of the month. Obviously, the likes of Barcelona, Fenerbahce, these teams are interested in Thomas Partey. I mean, mostly Turkish clubs are actually in for him rather than Barcelona, but I'm hearing links here and there with Barcelona, so I can see him going over to Turkey, and then, I don't know, towards the end of his career, around 34, 35, he may go Saudi, I don't know. But, I guess, look, 32 years of age and he's earning mad wages, so I guess that's the only positive that, I don't really want to extend this, what's the term? I don't really want him to get any worse, although at the end of the day, I don't think he would get any worse. At the end of the day, I just want one more season out of him. I think that's what we can do, just one more season and then sell him off the following summer. That's pretty much my idea. Just, extend his contract for 2 years, and then it gives us a year to then get money for him, at least 30 or 40 million, and then you can ship him off. But we let him go for free in typical Arsenal fashion. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, because honestly, it's barbaric. It really is. Just getting rid of players off the wage bill for the sake of it, and not getting any money whatsoever for players who we spent big money on. And it's frustrating, it really is. But make sure you are subscribing on my road to 2K if you haven't already. Leave a like and, of course, leave a comment. And, guys, we'll be back tomorrow for, hopefully, a live stream. And, what can I say? Thomas Partey's leaving Arsenal. Shame. But we better bloody replace him, that's for sure. And it's not going to be easy to replace him. But on that bombshell, I'm out of here.